Okay. Okay, here's your subplot. After I executed the subplot command, I got a figure window. It creates, so this figure is active. This is just a holding. All it is it's creating a space in this figure window to hold. I'm going to plot something in that first subplot, in that first area. Just, I'm going to plot the logarithm, and of course this should be familiar to you guys by now from our exam. I'm going to do something different with plotting too. So we plotted x versus y. I'm going to do something a little different right here. So let me show you what's going on. So this is a variation on the plotting, and I'm going to minimize this guy. You can make colors and stuff. Here, if you do help plot, right here, and of course it's available through the help system, it's available through the function, little browse for functions thing, and it's available up here in the question mark, but you can also type it in on the command line. Help plot. This tells you all the color options. So when I type red, it'll give me a red line instead of the black line. You can choose a second symbol. You can have a X's, pluses, stars. You can also choose what kind of things go in your plots, and you can choose whether it's solid, dotted, dot dash, dashed, or no line at all. So if you put no line, you can just put circles. So circles without any lines between them. Things like that. You can change your plotting around. This example here, and when you type help plot, you'll get it. This will give you a cyan line, C, with cyan plus. There, the second symbol is the plus sign. It'll give you a plus sign. And the third symbol here, the colon, tells you to make it a dotted line. So, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and copy this and try it in my little script. So let's see the editor window again. So I'm going to go C plus colon. C plus colon. Instead of just plain old R, I'm going to go C plus colon. And I can add a second line, by the way. I'm going to do a double % right here so you guys can just see. You can see one section at a time. Okay, run the section. In my figure window, there we go. There's all the cyan pluses and stuff like that. I can add, now, the next trick is this one right here. To the same plot, I can add a second line, and so y is the log base e of x, z is the log base 10 of x. Then I'm just going to add the line. I'm not going to reissue the plot command. The line command just adds another line to the same plot. That's all it does. Oops, where did my figure go? Did I erase it? Oh, nuts. Okay, let's start over. Do that, get my subplot. Do the, oh, okay. You've seen the cyan. Cyan plus symbol, dotted line. I'm going to go back to what I originally had, red. Let's run that. And then go take a look at the figure window. So now I put a red line there instead of and now I won't close it this time. I'll put in a second line. This is your second line now. And go take a look at it. There it goes. So the default is blue. I didn't tell it what color or anything. It just defaulted to blue. You guys, I'm not going to well, I can execute this command. It doesn't matter. The type command will give you whatever is in your script file or function file or whatever is in there, it will just print it. And let's see, I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if I'm in the right directory. It might not work because I've changed directories. Let's see what happens. It says it's not found. So let's go back to here and give it to my editor. It exists now in the current working folder. This time it printed. So the first, did you guys notice what happened? The first time I was here, see, this does not exist in my current folder. It does not exist there. So I try running it. So this is how you output the contents of your script files. It does not exist in this folder right here. So when I try to run it, I get an error. But if I go back, if I go to the correct folder where it does exist now, it does exist now. And let's go to the editor window again. It now exists in my current folder. It will type out properly. There we go. Okay, so watch out for that. I'm going to go to the second position on the subplot. Run it. So it just creates a blank space. I'm going to do something. If you've got, there's a couple ways to animate that are actually pretty good. So I'm going to recreate X and Y. It's the same as it is up here. This time I'm going to do a plot called a comet. Now what comet does is it's a simple animation. And go ahead and take a look at what it does. So I want to be sure and get... I think what will happen is as soon as I click... I know what I'll do. There. This will help me out. Oh, get real, you silly thing. There. So here's the code. This is the key piece of code right here. It's going to create a comet plot. It's going to create it right here in the figure, in the second place, second position. So subplot lets you put up several plots in the same figure window. Comet lets you do an animation. So go ahead and watch this.
I don't know about that.
You see how it's creating it's like a comet with a tail. It does exactly what the plot command does, except you see things moving. You see it you get to see it. So instead of just a static plot, you now have some motion going on. Okay. So that's a cool little trick. It's as easy to use as the plot command. It's just it gives you a little pizzazz into your things, and it might be more informative how things change. There's another way to do it. We'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to close my subplot altogether, and then I'm going to do a 3D now. Easy surf, you give it an expression. You don't give it data. You give it an expression. All the easy things, if your plotting routine starts with easy, you tell it an expression. So if you want to know what a function looks like, you can do it this way. Give it the expression. So I'm going to run this section. I'm going to get rid of that old subplot, and now there we go. This is just the sine of x plus y. So the sine of y, goes like so. If x equals 0, This actually goes out to 2 pi. So this is negative, when x is negative 2 pi, y just follows the sine function. When y is negative 2 pi, then x follows the sine function. Here's another trick you can do. Whenever you have a 3D plot like that, there's a button in the figure window called Rotate 3D. Right there, that button right there. You can click Rotate 3D, and now I can spin it. There we go. Down, okay. Looking more down, looking sideways. There we go. I can turn my 3D graphs around to be able to see them better. There, here I'm looking right down the diagonal. And then, of course, here I'm looking straight along the y-axis now. And here it's, let's see, this is straight along the x-axis. Okay, so this enables you guys to get a better perspective on your 3D is what it does. If you do something in 3D, like Easy Surf.